Oh, my goodness. Well, the Tory Party's got a new slip on at the moment. My goodness. I mean, it's all see-through there.
Yeah.
So Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, under a lot of pressure over his Rwanda policy. It's been revealed they've spent another 100 million on it that they must have found down the back of a sofa or something. We've still obviously got no flights which have moved anyone to Rwanda. Now Sunak is actually facing a defeat in the Commons over his new bill. This is what he said about it yesterday.
Today's bill also ends the merry-go-round of legal challenges that have blocked our policy for far too long. We simply cannot have a situation where our ability to control our borders and stop people taking perilous journeys across the Channel is held up in endless litigation in our courts. So this bill gives Parliament the chance to put Rwanda's safety beyond question in the eyes of this country's law.
All right, here's the problem for him. He had his immigration minister resign because the immigration minister basically said it's not tough enough, it's not going to work. He's then got other Conservatives saying we shouldn't be meddling around with human rights law. And this bill that says Rwanda's safe is like having a bill that says cats are dogs. You know, a cat is not a dog no matter what the House of Commons says. Conservative Chairman Richard Holden has had to now say, look, don't oust the Prime Minister. That's what he said. So
no, you can't.
Well,
we can't go through that again. You simply can't have that.
We've had 5 in 6 years. Why not have 6 in 7 years?
No. General election in that case.
We've run out of fingers.
I've never said general election, but now I think we have to have a general election because this is just the chaos. Well, it was
a moment yesterday. So a BBC newsreader, and I'm just going to explain how this happened. She was doing. Someone was counting down in her ear 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and she does the. I won't do it because it'll just offend people. But she goes 5, 4, 3, 2, and then with her last thing, she puts a single finger up in a rude gesture, but just as a joke to the director, right? Somebody obviously takes a screenshot of that. The Conservative Party then used this on Twitter. Have a look. We blurred the finger, but this is the Conservatives saying this is Labour's response when you ask for their plans to tackle illegal migration. What game are they playing?
I thought that was a parody account. For a second, I thought that can't be the real.
Well, they haven't taken it down.
It's so bad. It's so childish. It's so wrong. Like, why would you do that?
Because it feels like there are children running the Conservative Party, running the government, to be honest. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, does it?
There's now certain senior Tories, Alicia Cairns, there we are saying, amazed this has not been taken down. It's beneath us. Tobias Elwood, respected backbencher, please delete this post. I looked this morning, it was still up. We then had a situation where Gavin Barwell, who's in the House of Lords, says, you know, it's right up your street. So Jonathan Gullis has said, I approve this message. So he likes that joke. Barwell, a senior Tory who worked for Theresa May, says, it is right up your street or right at your level, Jonathan. And then Gullis then says, and this is pitched at your level, and refers to a story years ago where Barwell, who was Theresa May's chief of staff, had some sort of something porn on his phone or I don't know, whatever. So, but this is rats in a sack territory now.
It's like 12-year-olds in a school playground. It's
not
embarrassing.
Even, if this happened at 12, you tell them to grow up.
This is our government.
Yeah.
This is 9-year-olds.
Yes.
Well, but this is, when it falls apart, you get stuff like this. This is what happens. I remember the John Major government falling apart. And someone said to me...
If Labour come in, they're going to inherit this problem. And they're going to have the problem of what do we do about the small boats? Because it doesn't look like there's any solution.
Well, that is true.
There is. You get returns agreements. And is it...
Well, how do you... No. We're not going to get returns agreements.
Well, they can work on the returns because all the criminal gangs. Labour have made it very clear that is their priority, is the criminal gangs. That's where the root of this...
well, no, that's not the root of the problem.
That is...
They are providing a service that people are paying for.
All right.
That's not the
But this is not so much about whether the Rwanda policy will work or not. This is about the governing party can't even get out of bed in the morning, right? This is where they've gone into a state of complete
it's not workable.
Political
it's not
psychosis. Well, I don't, but that's secondary. They can't. It seems that they've lost. It's like a car where you pull the gears and a wheel falls off. And maybe that's what happens after 13 years.
Yes,
I mean, you get mental fatigue. Tony Blair did. Thatcher did.
Yeah. I think that's
so
they've given up.
I mean, the interesting thing will there be, let us start to go in for a vote of no confidence? That's what's going to be interesting. The next
I hope
he may not win this vote.
Yeah, but if he loses a vote of no confidence, then triggers an election.
And then you have Suella Braverman.
No, that I can't believe that's going to be. She can't be in the leadership campaign.
But I think the immigration minister who resigned...
I think Jenrick's more likely.
Well, Jenrick, who resigned, is someone he's close to Suella Braverman, and it may be because Braverman also made her little personal speech yesterday.
I just think...
hang on. I just wonder whether they're coordinating something. That's all.
I think they are.
Out in the real world, where if you're running any kind of business, you're still staggering on from COVID, and now you've got the cost of living crisis. It just seems unbelievable that you've got a government that's not stable, and actually that's what we need.
I think they are stable. They're just they're going for Rishi Sunak, and I think that there isn't long left, and that we can't be doing with another leadership campaign.
All right. Well, I mean, it would be 6 in 7 years, and if they then lose the election, we would have 7 prime ministers in 8 years. It's as many prime ministers as Christmases almost. I mean, Italy was used to be in that situation, but we're getting there.